welcome. Today's topic in our cricket Vana is IPL 2020 for the first time. It's not happening to an audience, to a real audience, it's happening to a virtual audience. UAE, ದುಬೈಯಲ್ಲಿ
Welcome.
UAE ದುಬೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೋಡಬೇಕು or ಆಡಬೇಕು. So let's hear it from our panel today. Narayan Kashyap, Somshekhar and Vinay Somshekhar.
Thank you, Sridhar. Welcome, everybody. Today, we are going to discuss IPL 2020. Like Sridhar already said, it's starting this Saturday. It's finally happening. It was supposed to happen. It's usually happening on April and May in India most of the time. But because of obvious reasons, COVID, it was delayed. It was almost cancelled. It got postponed. And then finally, it's happening in UAE and only three venues: Sharjah, Dubai, and Abu Dhabi. So, first of all, home ground, the fortress, and the fans, the local fans, everything is thrown out of the window. So that
cheerleaders,
you never know. There might be cheerleaders. I don't know. Ilva? Oh, Ilva.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I read. Rather.
So with that, my first mini topic of discussion before we jump into individual teams is with this biosecure bubble or whatever the official term is, and all the quarantining and practice that they did, with the game starting in front of almost empty stadium, if not, maybe a couple here and there, especially the teams. IPL was built with that home base, the home and away scheduling of everybody playing every team at home basically, which is 7 teams each. 8 teams with 7 games each at home, and then they travel across all 7 other grounds. That whole concept is now thrown out of the window. With only 3 grounds, there is no real advantage for anyone playing at a home ground, especially for RR. Jaipur has been a great fortress for them, of course, but they've been pretty bad outside, but they have held a great record in Jaipur. Similarly, Mumbai, Bangalore for some instance for a while, but not anymore. Maybe it's a good thing for Bangalore this time. I don't know. So we'll get to that teams later. But with that in mind, Somo, I'll go with you first. What do you think will be the changes in strategy, if there is any, in terms of having this home and away not happening?
Strategy in the case, obviously the home ground advantage will go away, vanish. The crowd backing will go away. That's gone. People get pumped up because they're rooting for you. That's gone. There's a lot of things that's gone. But these guys are professionals. As much as they love to have the home crowd advantage, that's not what they play for. They're better than that. So having said that, the other thing is, it almost, I wouldn't say favored the local team. I would call it helped the local because they're playing in their own backyard. They know the wicket very well. There's a lot of things that goes with it. It doesn't mean they're not going to lose the game, but either completely new territory. They don't know the wicket. Nobody prepares it. Not that they would know in the home ground either, but at least they can kind of predict based on what they have seen in the past. Not much of cricket has been played in the last 7, 8, 9 months on the pitch. The second thing is, very few, except a couple of West Indians, England and Australia, nobody has played cricket for 9, 10 months. Okay, that's a huge disadvantage in a lot of ways. Could be an advantage if it's used wisely. Again, being training versus playing the game and being fit is 2 different things. Yeah. Match fit is completely different than being fit. So that probably will have kinks in the first couple of 2, 3, 4 games based on how they either. And exactly. A good start is always very helpful.
Yeah, and I think in a week or 2 we might see some, injuries because of not having used their muscles all the time, especially the fast bowlers.
first week is very dicey. From
Yeah,
this Saturday, the following Saturday, it's a little dicey because everybody has to take 1 or 2 games before they really get back into the thing. That's one thing. And again, as I said, again, distraction, if you want to call it, because there is no crowd. Crowd is a big part of cricket always. So you perform for the crowd. I mean, Chris Gale naturally is a performer. He's not a cricket player; he's a performer. He will probably miss it. So like so many other people.
Yeah.
Those are the initial comments that I have. I mean, we can go into the much more details. I don't want to hog the time. I think those are the initial things that I feel. And again, as we go on, if somebody brings up another point, we can probably go and have a little bit more detailed conversation about it. That is my initial thought. So
that's good. Yeah, I think yeah, you are right. With the crowd not being there, it may I feel it may not be that big of a factor for most of the players, if not all of them. And also, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ most of the players, I mean, almost everyone, while growing up while they were playing and playing for domestic cricket, it would be in front of empty stands many places anyway. I mean, but I mean that's a different um, factor. But one thing I want to throw out the stats on these three grounds, Sharjah, Abu Dhabi, and UAE, compared to India and Pakistan. So they just took the Asian grounds. The T20 records, in the statistics wise, these three are in the bottom 5 of the boundary frequency. And they are in top. They are actually top 3 when it comes to singles percentage. So you be prepared to run a lot more and score less boundaries. So that again can be a huge factor for some of the teams and may impact some results too. I mean, just like in 2009 when IPL moved to South Africa, the bottom 2 teams in the previous year, Deccan Chargers and RCB, played the finals. So you cannot really go by the paper and oh, if Inchi dane or Gaily dane, it may not matter. It all depends. I think it's very hard to predict the top 4 or the finalists at this time, especially considering the injury that might happen, the replacements, and other things. But just throwing it out there, so that's in the mix. The boundaries, and you won't really see Russell and Gale just hitting the boundary. Maybe any boundary is less for those 2 guys, but for many others, it might be a huge factor. Vinod is here. Welcome, Vinod. Before we go into individual teams, we just started with what could be a major changes in the strategy for teams now that it's not there's no home and away and the home crowd and the home pitch advantage, especially for some teams who call their home stadium as fortress like Mumbai and Rajasthan. So
I can just add a couple extra thoughts there. I'm a big fan of basketball, so I've been watching a lot of the NBA bubble for the last about 2.5 months now since it's been going on, and I can definitely draw some parallels from that into this. I didn't realize. I think it's something that people realize, but they don't realize how impactful it is. But it's in basketball they say off the court, and in cricket they can say off the field or off the pitch. I think that's really important too, because I think players they obviously perform on the pitch, but they obviously have a life outside the pitch, and they go home and they have distractions, whether it's they have their family or they have their hobbies or they have, whatever it is, their entertainment and things like that. And one thing that we're seeing in basketball a lot that players have been commenting on is just what a toll it takes mentally to always be switched on and focusing on basketball. And that's the same thing here I think we'll see in the IPL, where you won't be able to escape cricket, right? When you're on the field, you're playing. When you're off the field, you're with your team, or you're isolated in a hotel or whatever. You're watching all of the other teams play. You're just recovery play. There's no sort of distraction to go home to see someone do something. It's very much like you're stuck in this, quite literally, a bubble for 2.5 months on end. I think the final is somewhere mid-November, I think. And the players that thrive off of having that kind of I don't want to call it distraction, but flexing between their personal life and their professional life, they might find it difficult to be completely on the entire time, focusing just on cricket, because it can be very, very mentally taxing, or it can kind of take a toll on them more so than physically. So I think that'll be interesting to see too, how these people cope.
I think on the Paddy Upton on the interview recent, he was saying that I think watch out for introverts. I think they will really do well here.
Right.
So someone like Dravid or Rahane or those kind of people will probably do better because they can focus more than someone like Chris Gale or Hardik Pandya, or, some of the others who want that attention, like even Ben Stokes for that matter. So,
you know what? I just want to add one more thing. Jofra Archer really made a comment. This COVID, this bubble killed me. I didn't like it one bit. So I'm sure he's the one who openly expressed it. And there are other cricketers who did not probably express it either. So because England was in a bubble for about what, three and a half months now. So I think it really does a lot of bad.
Archer is the only guy so far who broke out of the bubble and broke the law, if you can say, and he was actually banned. Not really banned, but he was kept out, or whatever you want to call it officially, out of the second test. I think he was not allowed to play because
correct. He didn't play. He didn't play that
because he broke out of that path and went out and pick up something at home or whatever. So if something like that happens here in IPL time, there is a higher risk of just the whole event being cancelled because of the the closeness of all the teams, and there are 8 teams, only 3 stadiums. I don't know how many hotels, and maybe just different floors in a hotel. I don't know.
Everybody is in a different hotel, Kana. Nobody is in the same. Yeah, and the advantage, if you want to call that, is that everybody is a foreigner. Nobody has a home there.
Yes, exactly.
So at least Jofra Archer has a home. British London, England, because nobody has a home. Everybody is in a hotel.
Maybe KKR, because Shah Rukh Khan has a huge mansion there. Okay. So my next thing was, if there is any other, if you want to add anything in general, or we can jump into some teams maybe.
We can jump in, yes. So I think we can jump into the next topic.
Okay. First thing, I'm just going by the table standings from last year, so that we can talk about RCB in the end, because we probably have a little bit. We may end up spending more time on RCB, and it was placed 8th last year. The winner, Mumbai. Will they be able to break the odd and even jinx? They have been winning every odd year.
13, 15, 17,
13, 15, 17, and 19, and 20. Again, 21 is just 21 IPL. If it happens in its correct schedule, then it's only 6-7 months away. So in that sense, the winner this time is going to be holding the trophy for a very short period. That's another thing. But so Mumbai, any inputs on Mumbai? How they are going to fare? Because I think Wankhede is a huge factor in their IPL journey. Not many changes to their squad. I don't remember any major change in their team, even in auction. But and they just confirmed today that they are going to open with Rohit and Quinton.
Correct.
Yeah. Any thoughts on Mumbai? Anyone?
Why don't Vinod go then? No, you guys can go. I'll go last.
No, I think Somu, you can go. I'll come to it. Okay, you can keep.
My thought is, I was telling even ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ನಿನ್ನೆ ಇವನ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, if ವಿನಯ್ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ, if Rohit opens, their chances are better, because he was talking about going number 4. I think that's one thing. And looking at the team, and again, we are going to miss Malinga no matter how. I wish he played, because he doesn't have too many years. He could have played this one. Who knows? Again, obviously, everybody is different. But looking at the bowling, my God, Trent Bolt, Bumrah, but the Chris Lynn, then Pandya brothers, James Patterson. Maybe I've not seen him. He's a beautiful bowler, Australian fast bowler, very good. I mean, like Nathan obviously, Kiran Pollard.
Addition was Nathan Coulter-Nile this time.
Yeah, Nathan Coulter. They have a phenomenal team. I mean, they have built a great team. again, with all the things that has gone on with the location and not playing for that long and so on. Again, either Karen Pollard is the only one who has played a lot of cricket. Otherwise, nobody else has played any cricket.
What an amazing CPL he had.
Yeah, he had a great CPL.
He was the MVP. He was the winning captain.
Winning captain, yeah.
They won the
13 and all, right?
12-0. 12-0. They did not.
Oh, yeah, 12-0, 13-0 on
Yeah. Second team after Karnataka. Actually, last year, Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, Karnataka did 12-0 to win the trophy.
So, they have a great team. Again, it's for them to lose, in my opinion, because individually they have a good team, I think they have a very nice balance. And with the coach now, I think they're going to do well. I mean, I don't have any doubt. But again, obviously, the first 2-3 games will probably kind of set the tone for everything. I have hopes for them. I mean, again, with when we come to Delhi, I will tell what my feelings are. But if you want to ask me what the top 4 teams, in my opinion, Mumbai, I think Delhi, then we have this thing, what's that? Punjab, and one more. One more. I'll come to that. So I think they are the top, in my opinion. But I think I would love Punjab winning because KL Rahul and whoever it is, and it's a new team. Somebody else other than Bombay, Madras, and others win. Of course, Bangalore would be nice, but that's what I would like.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I think just for the change, I would say anyone but Mumbai and Chennai. They have been winning a lot. But I mean, yeah, I mean, those two, you cannot write them off. I mean, any other team, they can, you can say, I mean, Mumbai and Chennai, whatever the condition, wherever they play, I think it's just that the DNA and the way they handle the teams, you cannot write them off. They will definitely qualify or maybe just miss out, but they will never be like 7 and 8 position. Even if they don't win, they're anywhere. I think they were always guaranteed in top 5 or, But I mean, again, Chennai, we'll come to Chennai next, which has qualified for the playoff. Only team to have qualified for the playoff every year they have played. The 2 years they got banned, they didn't qualify, obviously. But every other time they have qualified, and they have played 8 out of 10 finals. They won 3. They have lost 5 finals. Imagine that. 4 to Mumbai, all 4 to Mumbai. No, sorry, 3 to Mumbai, 1 to KKR, and then 4 to Mumbai. Sorry, 3 to Mumbai and 1 to KKR.
KKR, yeah.
And of course, the first one to Rajasthan. So 8 finals. So, wow. And Dhoni has played 9 finals, including 2017 when Mumbai beat Pune.
So,
9 out of 12 finals in, for Dhoni. So, Chennai Super Kings, Vinod's favorite.
Yeah, it's interesting. So, for me, it is Chennai Super King predominantly is because it's Dhoni. So I've been following Dhoni very closely as well.
Yeah.
And also VV Chandrasekhar, when he took a decision on how to go about forming the team, it was well thought through. So that's why I kind of, I've been following it and liking what they've been doing. In fact, if you all know, Virender Sehwag was the choice first. And Virender Sehwag said he will not come to Chennai. So they picked Dhoni because they couldn't pick Virender Sehwag was made up his mind to go with Delhi always. So
Wasn't he the icon for Delhi, Sehwag?
No, that's what. So the first IPL itself, when they wanted to pick him up itself, Srinivasan looked at Sehwag as a person, but they couldn't get Sehwag. So then they picked up Dhoni. They were looking to identify an icon that will last for a duration because they didn't have any player from Tamil Nadu. So they had to look for a player who could last for a duration as an icon. And that time Sehwag was in prolific form for on 2020. But Sehwag had given a decision to stay with Delhi for his reasons. So that's when Dhoni was selected. So Dhoni was not the first choice.
Yeah.
So
I know.
Thank you, Sehwag. Huh?
Yeah, I know. There were some players who were identified as icons, so they would not be in the auction. Like Dravid for Bangalore, Sachin Ganguly. I thought Sehwag was an icon dedicated for Delhi.
Exactly. So he was. I think they tried to get him, and they couldn't. Yeah. So I think Chandrasekhar told in an interview about that, and also the bidding war when it happened first for Dhoni. the bidding war that had happened for Dhoni, right? That was very interesting. Chennai bid completely, and last minute Chennai for 2 rounds gave up in the last bid, and then the final pick they picked him up when others walked off. That they didn't actually raise the price for the last 2-3 bids, and then they got it. They actually blew maximum of their money for Dhoni.
Yeah. That was
Wow.
record bid.
Yeah.
Until next year when Flintoff joined in.
Yeah.
2008, Dhoni was the highest paid player.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. So, but Chennai, very interesting fact is that if you look at their data, right, from what they look from their perspective. So typically, one thing has happened. I looked for today was that once after a few years, after last 5 years or 6 years, every time people win the toss, they pick fielding. Most of the teams pick to field. In 2020, in IPL, it's become a trend. So if I can share my screen, one person by name Vidya has used Kaggle and actually done some very good analysis. We can actually share that. So I'll share you the link. I have the same data set. So in my notebook, I ran, but the graphs are not pretty. But I found out that this person has already done it. So I can actually share that information with you. Let me share that. Chat is disabled. I can't send the icon to you, link to you.
Chat is
Yeah.
disabled.
Yeah. Anyway, if you enable it, I can share it with you. So,
You don't see
or
the
if you
chat?
can allow me to.
Yeah, he did that.
Yeah. I can't respond to your chat. It says disabled for me.
Oh, really? Okay. Sridhar is the admin. Let me see. Oh.
Anyway, so one interesting thing they'll say is that, it looks like from the toss decisions perspective, Chennai has been one team which has been making decisions based on the ground, not purely on the strength of the players.
Yeah.
Right? They've been making choices because I combined the data from Pune and Chennai when they played for both the teams, Dhoni. So Pune was pretty much Srinivasan's team, right? It was just a stopgap arrangement to have done in Pune. So they're one team. Yeah, they're one team which has been looking at making some decisions based on wickets and stuff. One team which has been very different about their decisions has been RCB. They've just gone by whichever ground you go, will go by the strength of the field players, but not by courses, and that shows in the data as well. So, and Mumbai is predominantly dependent on the bowlers. They said we rely on our bowlers and we'll go there. That's how it is. So that's a very interesting thing that I found out from how they make a decision based on the toss for the team. And it was surprising from 2015 onwards, pretty much that the percentage difference is very, very high. If chat is enabled, I can share it with you.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. So that's about Chennai, and I've heard a lot of story about no team meeting attitude in Chennai, because seems like they don't have a lot of team meetings, and they basically minimize decisions on their games. So that was very interesting data. I said,
that's Dhoni.
All in all, like, I think it's not only Dhoni, it's Stephen Fleming and the kind of folks which are involved in that. They had generally there is a lot of people in the team which have good man management skills, people management skills. So they know how to manage talent. So in fact, Stephen Fleming has managed talent for their New Zealand team when he had very little, very few fast bowlers. Right, he had minimum medium pacers also, and those medium pacers have done very well for him as captain. So if you scroll down here, there are some decisions about the way people toss ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ if you scroll down further.
Decision after winning, fielding 60%.
Wow.
Yeah, that data is skewed because people made that. So if you look for the decisions, right, decision after winning the toss, season wise, after 20, just go up. If you go there, scroll slightly up. If you see there, after 2014, predominantly everybody choose to field first.
Yeah.
So
wow, look
that's
at that.
Given. Yeah. So that's a given decision.
What changed? What changed this? What was the point here?
In 2020, people have realized once I know what to score, I can score. Once I go to bat, if I have to make my mind on how much to touch the target, it's very difficult. But once I know what I have to make, I can make. Right, like I just can plan it every.
I mean, just to add to that, they have Dhoni, who is a good finisher, and they have a great opener in Shane Watson,
Watson.
and they've got a good middle order. They know that they can chase the runs pretty easily because they can play according to the. I think maybe that has done a tremendous amount of.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸೋಮ ಅವರೇ, ಈ ಡೇಟಾ ಹೇಳೋದೇನಂದ್ರೆ predominantly all teams made up their mind to field first after like 2015 only. Chennai is one team which has made that decision based on the ground. So that's what the data says. If you look at the data from Chennai, right? Chennai's data is different. Mumbai. Look at Royal Challenge; they are the worst. Their decision is it cannot be decision on the ground. It's totally on the
team. Yeah, they don't care where they are playing. It's because of the team they have and the lack of death bowlers. They just prefer to chase than bat most of the time. And actually, on that note, this time the IPL, it's going to be a lot more bat first kind of situations anyway. We have seen in Dubai, from previous PSL and other games as well. And because of almost 20 games in each stadium, because Sharjah is hosting only 12, and then everything else is between Abu Dhabi and Dubai. By the fag end of the tournament, you'll see a lot of low scoring games as well, and also being defended. Like 135 can be defended.
I have a question. When you say they based on the ground, did they make the determination based on the wicket they're playing, or what was the strategy? I mean, that's what I'm trying to understand.
So what happens is there are three factors, right? One is afternoon match and early start match and a late night match.
Yeah.
And next is from an away ground, right? And the dew factor.
Okay.
So typically data in nodidre iga there are middle, especially Mumbai and Chennai, have been very judicious in making their decision based on what time, what situation it is, and what it is, right? And based on that, they've made our decision ಮಾಡಿ ಆಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ percentage ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಅದು. If you go up ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ, if you scroll up, whereas if you look at Royal Challengers Bangalore, first ಕಾಲಬಲ್ ನೋಡಿ ಅವ್ರ ಡೆತ್ ಓವರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೌಲರ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದು ಗೊತ್ತು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ, so they just go for it, right? So look at the guys who have won the maximum. Mumbai and Chennai are at the middle, and like 50-50 ratio idare.
I have one more question. Iga, in the statistics, what you have, and obviously there's too much statistic, is the match that they have played, they've chosen to bat second, is a 7:30 game or a early afternoon game, which they decided that way, hey, you know what, they're going to have a tough time bowling in the 7 o'clock and dew ella factor irutte anta, but would they chose to bowl even though it was a 7:30 game?
Yeah, I have to slice the data further on that. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಾನು. But overall, ನನ್ಗೆ ಅನ್ಸಿದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿರೋ ಪ್ರಕಾರ dew played a very big factor in IPL. So people made their decision. Usually they were comfortable batting first in the earlier matches, and they will bat second in the later matches.
Okay.
Yeah. But later matches ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 8 ಗಂಟೆ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ pretty much ಇಬ್ರಿಗೂ ಡ್ಯೂ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So ಅಲ್ಲಿ but the one that starts before that 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock match ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ they used to make a decision based on due. So that was thing. Anyway, we can come back to
the good point. It's a good point. I like that, because those are the technical things that we need to know rather than somebody scoring or why did they win. I mean, there are more reasons for somebody winning or losing than the team itself. There is so much more to the game than what we see, but with two eyes. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I think even without with Dhoni's strategy and the type of pitches we will see in UAE, it's very hard to rule out Chennai as of now.
Hey, one of the experts, I heard that Piyush Chawla is going to be one of the leading wicket takers. One of the commentators said, I don't know why. Wait. At the same token, the other guy on the other side said Imran Tahir is the one who's going to get a lot of wickets, and everybody had a different names anyway. But I was surprised. Piyush Chawla.
Piyush Chawla, I don't know. I mean, whether he will. I don't think he will be in the starting 11 every game, as So
I know. I mean,
to get so many wickets, but I mean, he has had a good IPL. Imran Tahir, yes. I mean, he had a good PSL as well in UAE last year. So,
do we know who's replacing Harbhajan? Is it Jalaj Saxena or is it Tyagi?
I think Jalaj by consider.
Jalaj. Yeah, I think
Jalaj
Jalaj was
captain,
already in there. So Jalaj was already in the team, so he will be replacing Bajji in the 11. But they drew in Tyagi as the new guy into the team. That's all.
Oh, okay.
They also got a off spinner batsman instead of Harbhajan, right? What's his name? I'm forgetting his name. So they've got a new guy who they say is a very good potential all-rounder batsman.
Ah. Okay.
Okay. Good. Chennai. So possible playoff for Chennai.
I am just worried they don't do any match fixing in the Middle East now. Because that is the only fear I have.
Allah, with all this, people not be able to see each other, do you think they'll call these people to, I mean, would they monitor those things? I doubt it. But who knows?
Both are allowed, so you never know. Nah, but I doubt it.
Biosecure, it's a little difficult.
Yeah, again, it's not the players, right? It was the cricket enthusiast son-in-law. So
Yeah.
No, what I'm trying to say is that industry runs on trust, so it can run anywhere you want. So I doubt we can keep it away. But only thing is that it's I don't want this to end with that news after all the effort and running it here, and then one bad news like this brings down the whole effort.
Yeah,
Coming
true.
back to the game, it'll be very interesting. I do not want to rule out Rajasthan Royals. We seem to be forgetting them, but I think with Sanju Samson and stuff, I have a lot of hope on them doing well. They'll be the silent guys. They will actually come up this time, I think. Rajasthan Royals. My prediction says that they will do well for some reason.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I think so too. They have some good buy as well. They added, they also traded in Uttapa. Sanju Samson was, of course, retained. Riyan Parag. I'm looking forward to watching Riyan Parag and Yashasvi Jaiswal. Also, Devdutt Padikkal for RCB. The youngsters, I'm more interested in, just like Bumrah in 2013 and, a few others, even Mayank Agarwal. I'm more interested in these unheard of, teenagers or under 19 team players who can make it big and, jump into the team.
Though we have picked up
Unadkat has a great Ranji season. He was the highest wicket taker.
Highest wicket taker, yeah.
Yeah, Akash Singh is a pretty good bowler.
So what I'm watching
of course, they have Ben Stokes and Jofra Archer. So yeah, it's a pretty good team.
No, what I'm watching for the next for this year is like there will be a key players who will actually try to do very well for two things. I know Ajinkya Rahane wants to come back as a mainstay in the fourth batsman for one day. So I've seen him very focusing on using IPL to make his path there. And then some of them are really waiting to cement the fourth batsman and the fifth batsman role in both in test and one day. They will really do well. I think the good thing is the competition is very strong and a lot of under 19 guys have come. So I hope that talent comes up, and I'm hoping Shubman Gill shines because we have to look for the next generation. Shubman Gill, if he grows well, he'll be a good. Fine. We should have the next 11 ready for which is going to play for the next 5 years, right? Not for the next 2 years, but 5 years after that. What's that 11 that's going to look like? That will shape up slowly.
Yeah, more than Rohits and Kohlis, there are these fringe players, not really fringe players, but players who don't have their place guaranteed, like Rahane, Manish Pandey, Shreyas Iyer, and then of course the youngsters like we just discussed, Yashasvi Jaiswal, Shubman Gill, Prithvi Shah, Siddharth, what's his name, Karnataka pacer in KKR. Blanking out. But
yeah, I mean, I know I'm not sure Ajinkya will be. I think he's definitely not a long term. 31 years old, 32 years old. I think there are young guys. I would rather have them fail than Ajinkya Rahane go and get a few runs, and then again you have to replace him anyway in a couple of years. So
yeah.
No, I think the way Ajinkya Rahane especially will see is not in the context of 2020. He will see in the context of the next World Cup, right? That's the last way he's looking for, right? And he has not been a part of a big. He wants to be a part of the big World Cup team, so he needs to pick a platform and get there. So these guys who are like Manish Pandey and stuff will try to cement at least their place in one day for at least next 2 years, right?
Yeah.
With Dhoni
Yeah,
out as well.
but
Yeah.
the next World Cup 2023, the ODI World Cup, since it's happening in India, I would say Rahane's chances are very slim. I mean, yeah, but I mean, yeah, I mean, not saying zero, but very slim compared to many other hard hitters and faster runners and other young players, I guess. Any more on Rajasthan Royals? So potential playoffs possible, I would say. Good team, but again, that
Which one?
Rajasthan.
Rajasthan will do well. I think Rajasthan
Yeah.
will do well.
Yeah.
Somehow I feel they'll do well.
Yeah. All right, moving to KKR, Shah Rukh Khan and Juhi Chawla's team. The same owners now have CPL title, TKR, Trinidad and Tobago, Trinbago Knight Riders. They defended the CPL title. They are the most successful CPL winners as well.
But none of the TPL players are playing for KKR, right? For example,
no, there's Narayan. There is
only Narayan.
Russell. No, not Russell. Ali Khan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have to talk about Ali Khan. We are in US, so for the first time there will be a USA player playing IPL. Ali Khan, a Pakistan-born seamer, will be playing for KKR. He just got drafted in because of Harry Gurney or some Gurney. He was an England bowler. He got injured.
Yeah, Gurney.
Gurney. So they pulled in Ali Khan. He was a part of the CPL winning TKR as well. He had a pretty good CPL. So interesting to see a USA player in IPL this time. Yeah, we have to call that out, obviously. So Morgan, that's a big addition to KKR, as we know.
Cummins,
yes, that was the biggest buy of the year.
Biggest buy.
I don't know if that warrants that much of a cost for a pace bowler, a one-dimensional pace bowler. But I think
he's a batsman.
Yeah,
For
but I
T20, he's a
think
batsman.
KKR wanted to do that because they were I think they were the last placed in terms of number of wickets they got last season. So I think they only got like 50 or 60 wickets in the entire season. So you could, but yeah, so I think they wanted a wicket-taking bowler in the middle. So yeah, Pat Cummins is probably a great addition, but again, you never know with the seamers and international players. I'm worried about people like Ishant Sharma and Dale Steyn. I don't know if they will last the whole tournament sometimes. But yeah, that will be a...
KKR is a decent team. Karthik Banton is pretty good. England now, no?
Banton is an addition. Prasidh Krishna. I forgot the name. The Karnataka
Prasidh Krishna, yeah.
Prasidh Krishna is good. Shivam Mavi is back. Shivam Mavi and Kamlesh Nagarkoti. Both the under-19 winning seamers. They both were injured last season, so they missed them. And of course, they have Nitish Rana, Shubman Gill, Sunil Narayan, of course, and Dinesh Karthik, and above all, Andre Russell. So KKR, you never know. They can. Last time, I have to add. Last time there was IPL in UAE. If I'll wait for very sure. Just first half of the tournament, KKR ended up winning it, 2014. So,
yeah.
Good side note on that. Praveen Tambe is still there. Oh yeah, Praveen Tambe was a CPL winner. For the first time, we had an Indian in CPL. Yeah, so he was
oldest cricketer.
Yeah, oldest. He's like 48 now. So that's
42 or 48?
48.
48. Yeah. Papa on start ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ 40 plus ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Rajasthan ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು. Owen Morgan would be a great addition, but I think because of the team dynamics, they are not sure if he will be in the 11 all the time. So
yeah, you can knock it.
Yeah, if not, he would be an obvious choice for a captaincy. But
you know what? I think his input will be probably in the game. How we go about it, because a great captain now.
Yeah, so he's one of the best white ball captains going.
There is no question about it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think he will add a lot of value to if he's in the in the lineup. Good. If he's not, at least on the sidelines, he can add a lot of value to the strategy and everything else.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, today he had
I won't be surprised. Yeah, go ahead.
today he had both phases, right? He got Joe Root to bowl first and got Australia out.
What can
But
you
then he
imagine
got
that?
I know.
he got Maxwell to get away, and then they lost the match.
Yeah.
So
Adil
he
Rashid.
has both sides today. He
Oh,
has
yeah.
both sides today.
Yeah. Oh, but again, I won't be surprised if there is a mid-tournament change in captaincy if Owen Morgan is guaranteed in the 11. I mean, if things don't go too well, and they need a change,
Yeah.
there's a ready captain right there. Okay, moving on to SRH, Sunrisers Hyderabad.
The
Wow.
They
only
are
thing that
always there.
on KKR, the topic that I still think about is relationship between Dinesh Karthik and Andrew Russell.
Yeah.
That is something that is dicey. So it'll be interesting.
Is there an issue there? I heard something, but I don't know what the
It
story
was a
is.
little bit last year. I think he was not
It was
happy
last year.
with the batting position, and
Oh, is that right?
but I also heard that those two actually, they sorted it out themselves as grown-up men, and they were, we saw them happily, smiling and hugging and shaking hands later in the tournament, but you never know. Yeah.
They also did a video chat to show the world that they're okay today. Like recently they did.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Today?
Yeah. Recently they did a chat between
Recently.
Dinesh Karthik, Andy Russell, and one more person. Who was it? Was it Uttapa? Or three of them did a three-way conversation chat.
Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. Hyderabad, Sunrisers Hyderabad. David Warner is back as captain.
The best opening pair, pa.
Oh yeah,
Bairstow and Warner.
Bairstow and Warner. Yeah, they averaged 81 in the last two years. Whenever they did bat together. Of course, Kane Williamson is also there. There's Manish Pandey, Rashid Khan. They are trump card. They are
Bhuvaneshwar Kumar.
Bhuvan may not be at his best anymore, but you never know. Who else?
Vijay Shankar Danalapa.
Okay. Fabian Allen was a new ad.
India's number 4.
Yeah, agreed. Priyam Garg, I'm interested in watching Priyam Garg, the under-19. I think he was the captain, but he definitely did well. If not the captain, he was in the under-19 team in the last World Cup, where I think we lost the finals. Khalil Ahmed, Ali Khan.
I think Michelle Marsh is on upon. He's pretty good. He's done well in the last for Australia.
Yes. Mitchell Marsh, yes. Fabian Allen was a new addition. Abdul Samad, he comes with a big reputation of being a very, very hard hitter. They call him the Russell of India.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yavur, no.
I don't know, Yaw State. I'm not sure. Abdul Samad. He is from Jammu and Kashmir. Wow.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, they're playing well, no? Jammu and Kashmir.
Yeah.
They had a good Ranjit season last year, I guess.
I think they came to semi-final.
Yeah, last few years they've been doing well.
Yeah, I think Karnataka beat them, quarter-final or something.
Correct.
Yeah, they're doing good. Nothing else to add. Not much change. I think it's more of one of the predictable teams. They're definitely there and thereabouts. They won't be the 8th place team. I'm not sure if they're going to win the tournament, but I think they're somewhere there. It all depends on how their lower middle order fares. I think that's the biggest weakness I see from Hyderabad. They don't have a good 5, 6, 7 like a Pandya or a Pollard or someone like that. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if Warner and Bairstow can bat for 12 hours, then you don't need.
Yeah, I know. You don't need any other batter, right?
Yeah.
Then Kane Williamson come and probably close it out. Who knows?
Yeah. Maybe.
Hey, ಐದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಇದೆಪ್ಪ ನಿನ್ನ ಫೇವರೆಟ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ
Okay,
ಟೀಮ್ ಮಾತಾಡಪ್ಪ.
let's quickly jump to Delhi and then
ಡೆಲ್ಲಿಗಿಂತ ನೀನು ಪಂಜಾಬ್ ಮಾತಾಡೋ, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ನೀನಲ್ಲಿ.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪಂಜಾಬ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡೆಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬೋಣ ಬೇಗ 2 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ. Delhi is one team which can actually play a good India 11 without even any international player. They have so many local talents, and I think they have 12 international Indian players. Not just domestic players, but I think they have a lot of Indian players who have played for the country. Rahane, Ashwin, Harshal Patel, Akshar Patel, Ishan Sharma, Rishabh Dhawan, Shikhar Dhawan, Prithvi Shah, and Shreyas Iyer, the captain. And then, of course, they have Kagiso Rabada, Kimo Paul. There is Lamichane if they want that mystery spinner from Nepal. Jason Roy, Chris Wokes.
Yeah, Marcus Stoinis.
What I'm mostly interested in from when I'm watching Delhi games is if Ashwin's going to mankad someone.
I don't think so. He's not going to do it.
I hope he does.
Did you? Okay, yesterday, I don't know whether you saw it.
Wanting as the coach.
Last over alle, Aero Stark. He ಇವನ್ಗೆ Adil Rashidಗೆ go back ಅಂತ ನಿಲ್ಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟ. He did not mankad him. Did you see that part? That was cool.
Didn't Ponting say that he had a conversation with Ashwin or something?
We'll have a very hard conversation at Delhi. Ashwin said, "Yeah, we had a good conversation.
Right.
We'll disclose later." But yeah, it was an interesting one. But I think they both agreed that it's whether to mankad or not, the batsman doing that is definitely cheating or whatever they want to call it. But there has to be some kind of a penalty. Now that there is the third umpire is going to watch the front foot no ball all the time, so there won't be any mistake in that part. Might as well just watch the non-striker anta Ponting and Ashwin were talking about it. Good. So that leaves us Punjab. KXIP. It's a mainly Karnataka stars. We have 5 great Karnataka players, along with Kumble as the head coach, Venkatesh Prasad as the bowling coach, Rahul as the captain, and we have Karun Nair, Mayank Agarwal. Who else? There are 2 more good big names. Krishna Bhagautam.
Yeah.
And one more person. I forgot the name. But they also have, of course, they have Mandeep Singh, Mohammad Shami,
Cottrell, Gale,
Sheldon Cottrell, Mujibur Rahman from Afghanistan, Deepak Huda is the new addition, Chris Jordan, he is back.
Shami, Maxwell.
Shami is there. James Neesham. Maxwell and Neesham are the new additions.
Yeah.
Pretty good team. Of course, there's Chris Gale, and then there is this Chota mystery Sarfraz Khan, who's been there forever, but he's still, I think he's only 23 or something, and he's been playing forever now. But he had a great Ranji season this time. Bombay. He's from Mumbai. He had a double hundred and a triple hundred.
Oh, really?
For the first time. Yeah, this can be his breakthrough season. I mean, so
he's a barely 22 young kid.
Yeah, he started at the age of 17. He was in under 19 team at the age of 17.
Wow.
He was so obviously Malya sir Tavandro, he failed miserably for RCB for all these years, and then he went to Punjab last year, did decently in middle order. But yeah, this could be a breakthrough season for him. Never know. Any other thoughts on Punjab? Kumble?
I think they're going to do well. They have a good team with Kumble under Rahul in good form, Gale, Maxwell. I mean, it's a very well-rounded team in my opinion. Just not namesake, but a very well-rounded team.
Yeah.
Some people can bowl, great batsmen, they can bowl. Some they can bat with a good bowler, something like that. It's a very combination of everything there.
Oh yeah, Jagdish Suchit. He's the other Karnataka spinner.
Oh yeah.
So 5 Karnataka players. Kumble, of course, I rate him very high in terms of strategist. He's a very he was part of Mumbai Indians team when they turned around and won the IPL for the first time in 2013. And we all know what he did for Indian test team as well. We don't want to talk about how it ended, but for a year and a half, he was in charge. India really did well in tests as well. So could be a very good season for Punjab. I'm not sure if Gale's going to be in the starting 11. I think it throws them off balance actually.
ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ ನಾವು with this, as you said in the first one, Vinod said, maybe you said, fours are few far and they have to run anta. He cannot run. That's another disadvantage for the team. He cannot just hit sixes and fours in those things, and that may be a determinant. They may not be even playing with him.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I agree too. I don't think he's going to play all the games, because they have pretty good. They have Maxwell. There's of course with Rahul and Agarwal at the top. You might as well use someone like Hardus Willian to add to Shami as a pace bowling partner. Then of course they have Maxwell in the middle. Did Stoinis? No, I think Stoinis went to Delhi.
Shabaz Ahmed is an all-rounder player, Alvana.
Yeah, interesting team. And with that, we come to our most favorite topic, if not the most favorite team sometimes. RCB, the challengers forever. Man, what do we talk about them? There's so much to. They've been the butt of all the trolls. They've been one of, they're also being rated as one of the best teams not to win the title. One of probably the most glamorous teams. One of the best fans. You should really, I should applaud the RCB fans because to staying with them all these years. With so much disappointment, I guess. But I mean, it's never short of fun and entertainment when it comes to RCB. Probably the most followed and amazing crowd in Bangalore, Chinnaswamy. So what did they do this time? They got in Isuru Udana. I think he can be a big player for them, especially in UAE. Good medium seamer all-rounder. Of course, they have Dale Stein, Kane Richardson. Oh, no Kane Richardson. They got Adam Zampa.
Kane, they've got Kane Richardson too.
Kane Richardson is, he withdrew. So that's why they got in Adam Zampa.
Oh, he withdrew, is it? I didn't see that.
Because I think his wife is pregnant or something. So
okay.
I think, and among the new additions were Aaron Finch. That can be a big thing. And then Chris Morris. Hit the deck hard kind of a bowler, might be quite handy in the middle overs as well as in the end.
Parthiv Patel.
Yeah, he's always there.
I think addition of Finch will probably add a lot of value to them. Again, I could be completely off. But
I think so too. Yeah, but again, they're again quite top heavy. Finch is an opener. Kohli usually opens for IPL, but then it will be at 3. ABD, if he comes at 4 and 5, we already feel if he comes after 10th over, then we already feel like ABD should have got more balls at his disposal because we know what he can do. And then of course there's Moeen Ali. I'm looking forward to him being a spinning all-rounder. Again,
do you think they address the death bowling woes?
Sorry?
Do you think they address their death bowling woes?
It depends on how Morris and Stein, if they have enough support to have some overs left.
Right.
Because if everyone is going heavily, then they might have to bring in Stein in the middle and finish his quota. And then again, we have the great Umesh Yadav. Hopefully Navdeep Saini can be that death bowler. You never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think they have covered all the bases when it comes to death bowling as well as death batting. You know, if they have lost like 5 wickets at the end of 16 overs, then you know I don't expect a lot from them afterwards. Josh Philippe,
Yeah,
very
wicket keeper, young cricketer upon Australia.
very hard hitting Australian keeper, but I don't see him playing all the games because you know they don't want to miss out on the other foreign players. And since we already have Parthiv Patel and of course ABD, who can also keep. And then Devdutt Padikkal. I'm looking forward to him. He had a great season for Karnataka in T20 as well as Ranji. He will probably start as an opener. And, you know, with going by the RCB.
I mean, have you read reviews about him? I don't know him at all. I mean, I know about him, but
he comes with a lot of promise.
Okay.
And, you know, he was responsible for Karnataka doing well last couple of years as well. So,
good.
You know, he stepped up whenever Rahul or Agarwal were out.
International duties.
Yeah. So yeah, he did really well. He is the only Karnataka player in RCB.
Yep.
So, no.
Yeah, that's a shame.
There is another guy. What's his name? Pawan Deshpande. He's also Karnataka player, but I mean he was not in the Karnataka 11 all the time. So I don't know if he will ever get to play for RCB. He's one player there. Yeah. Okay. I think. Any other thoughts, Vinay?
Not really. I think that's the death bowling is something we're gonna have to continue to see, right? And then I think just hopefully Saini. I hope he does well because I think his performance in this IPL will have determine his chances at representing India too. Maybe because he's supposed to be a good fast bowler, but probably not that accurate. I don't know. So we'll see his performance, but
yeah. I mean, one game I still remember. I think it was last year. He bowled really well to Dhoni, and we won. I think RCB won by 1 or 2 runs. They required only 8 runs in the last over, and and he was bowling to Dhoni, and he actually ended up winning. Pretty good. So, okay. Final thoughts. I would like to get a prediction from both of you. Top four teams to make the playoffs and the winner, or maybe the finalists. Savana.
Bombay, Madras, Rajasthan, Punjab, Delhi.
And the winner is, or finalist?
You know what? That's a toss-up. I mean, if the way the Mumbai team is there, I think I have I think I'll probably lean towards them right now, because the age is with them. Chennai doesn't have the age with them, and also the other two, the Punjab and Delhi, they have great cricketers, but the depth on but the Bombay has a lot of depth in my opinion. Again, it's all by book. I mean, it's all on the paper anyway. So that's what I think. But surprise could be Hyderabad again because they're good. They have got some good, So we'll see. I don't like my only thing is I want somebody new. I prefer Punjab to win for the simple reason they have not and they should. It just what happens is it creates a lot of buzz around Punjab and everywhere else.
Exactly.
Okay, cricket is important because the people you want people to come and watch and support and protect and all these things. ಎಲ್ಲ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದೇ ಚೆನ್ನೈ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದೇ ಬಾಂಬೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದೇ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕಟಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ I would rather have somebody else win just to distribution, and also the cricket will grow much better because there's all the little teams coming. You learn, for example, Nodiga.
England
that's huge.
Exactly.
And and also with the Dhoni coming from wherever that small place, Ranchi, look how it all expanded over the Indian, total subcontinent. That's what I'm thinking. That's what we want in cricket because the same old Bombay, same old. I don't want.
But
I don't want.
Cup namde alva.
Exactly.
That's cup namde alva. At least fans go papa na RCB.
It's a very jinxy phrase. So don't say that. But yeah, I mean, I think that's what
actually ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಪಂಜಾಬ್ ಗೆದ್ರೂ ಖುಷಿನೇಪ್ಪ.
Delhi has some good Indian contingent, and of course, I mean, being from Bangalore, I mean, I think it's just that the Bangaloreans will feel so good if RCB wins. But again, I think RCB, Delhi, and Punjab have never won, so I want all three in the playoffs at least. Maybe Rajasthan, they won the first one and they have not done anything anymore.
Yeah.
But I don't think that will happen. I don't think we can keep out KKR, Mumbai, and Chennai, in the top four at the same time. So one of them will always be there, if not all. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping for a new winner. Maybe Bangalore and Punjab in the finals.
Yeah. Vinay, what is your pick?
I would have been the same as yours, but let's just go ahead and replace Delhi with all the Indian players and put RCB in there maybe. And I would probably hope for the same, a Punjab and RCB final if that's possible, and one of them hopefully winning. So that's the hope.
Yeah, with KL Rahul and Virat Kohli, that's not a bad combination.
Yeah.
All right. That was our first edition on IPL. We'll surely have multiple chats on IPL. The IPL is going to run for 7 weeks. So we'll definitely come back with, some postmortem of the games or, some other, whatever incidents and controversies or whatever that might happen, and also preview the upcoming games and the playoffs, of course, in the end. And, I think in 1 week, we'll probably have a much better picture.
Probably on the end game ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಕಣ ಅಲ್ವಾ? 7 ಗೇಮ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ next week.
I think so. Yeah. Saturday
share ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯಾ ಕಶ್ಯಪ್, just so that whoever is the schedule, if you have it handy.
Schedule andre, so basically, every team plays every other team twice. So it means 14 games each.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ನೀನು ನನಗೆ ಕಳಿಸಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡು, ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡು, everybody will have it.
Yeah, schedule ಇದಕ್ಕೆ attach
ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡು.
And also, can you talk about where it's being shown briefly?
I know for sure in Hotstar for US.
Willow
too.
ಬರ್ತೇನೆ ನಾನು Willow ನೆನ್ನೆ ನೋಡ್ನಲ್ಲ, they said 19th they're going to broadcast.
Great.
Willow and Hotstar, those who want.
Willow and Hotstar.
And of course in India I think it's Star TV or Sport or something.
Yeah,
American audience get
Hotstar and Willow.
Yeah. There was actually, for the first time, we had an audience. I mean, not an audience, but I mean, before the show started, somebody had sent me a question. Didn't want to.
Hey, you know what?
So actually, people, I encourage everyone while you're watching, leave comments with some questions or any other topics that you want us to discuss, and you're also open. You're also welcome to join us.
You know what? If this is the number 4, 5, 6, 8, Sridhar and a few others, if there is a finals that we can all get together in one place, that will be a great one. Let's think about that.
Yes,
no, we should. I'm thinking,
we can have a live commentary and chat about the game.
We'll plan for that. At least
we'll plan for that. That'll be a good one.
Valley.
One question was actually from the audience who don't want their name to be said for whatever reason. I respect that. They wanted me to bring this question up, but I think we ran out of time. I'm sorry about it. He said, because of no audience, I mean, no spectators in the stadium, how is the revenue being impacted? But what I thought was it will be well compensated from TV viewership. But just now I heard from Somu that, NFL and NBA are actually losing out on TV viewership as well.
Yeah.
So if there is any valid point, you have 1 minute to talk about it.
You know what? Look. The reason I'm telling you, because of the BLM thing, they're losing. Cricket, it's not in your face. Especially in UAE, absolutely no way they're going to do that. So that's an advantage. And with the Yarapa new sponsors, I'm sure they would have paid a lot more money than Naido. Look, that's such a rich BCCI. They don't care about them. Money is not an option for cricket anymore. So I think it'll help, but
if CPL can have run successfully, I'm sure IPL will do well. I just hope that there's no any COVID positive cases which can sabotage the whole tournament, and of course no fixing or no other controversies. I hope it runs well.
I'm sure they're taking precautions. I'm sure they're taking precautions to handle both those.
You know, with the kind of money these guys are playing, just playing IPL is so much. Do you think they're going to jeopardize that? They're
don't
going
think
to be idiots.
so. But I mean, it has happened. So,
True. Everything is.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, yeah, if it had never happened, I would have said the same thing too. But I mean,
Yeah.
we
But who knows? So money is money, right? Yeah.
Yeah, money is money. Spot fixing. Why not? So,
Hey, great conversation, guys.
All right.
great
It was nice listening to
conversation.
you. Like I said, I'm more of a listener, but thanks to all of you, Kashyap, Somo, and
Thank you.
And
Bye-bye.
happy viewing. We'll plan for a real thing. Hopefully, no, Anna.
Yeah. At least the finals.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Thanks
everyone.
for listening, viewers. Take care. Have a